Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Today I'm going to show you how to make a very simple ginger candy. This candy is so delicious and very medicinal. It's so easy you won't even believe it. Whenever I make this candy, my kids can't get enough of it. I'm sure your kids are going to enjoy it too. After washing the ginger, I'm going to peel it and grate it. I need about 2 tablespoons of the grated ginger. You can leave the skin on if you don't mind. As long as it is clean, you are good. Some people don't like to peel ginger because it is tedious. I don't blame you. It is really hard work. After peeling off the skin, you don't have to toss the skin. You can just cook it to make ginger tea. So if this is your first time on my channel or you're a returning viewer and you're not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe by clicking on the subscribe button and on the notification bell so that you can get an alert whenever I post a video. Like and share the video. Thank you and God bless you. You can also follow me on other social media platforms. Thank you. When I'm done grating the ginger, I'm gonna add a cup of water to a pan, then add 2 tablespoons of the grated ginger. Add a teaspoon of ground cloves. Give it a quick stir and cook it over medium heat for about 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, I'm gonna turn it off and let it continue to steep while it cools down. So while it is cooling down, let me show you some of the things that I'm going to be using to make the candy. So I'm using 2 silicone molds, paper molds, lollipop sticks. You could also use toothpicks, candy wrapper, and also the parchment paper. Let me show you how to make the paper mold. Roll the parchment paper into a cone, making sure that the tip is properly sealed, because you don't want the liquid to pass through the hole. Apply the glue to the seam of the paper and seal it up properly. I have another video on how to make homemade candy, and in the video there's a detailed description on how to make paper mold. I'm gonna leave the link in the description box. You can check it out later. After 30 minutes of steeping, it is time to strain the ginger. I'm gonna add a little bit of water to loosen it. This is gonna help in extracting all the ginger goodness. Let me use this opportunity to send a very special shout out to all those that have subscribed. You guys are the best. I love you. Thank you and God bless you. Once in a while, I'm gonna be adding a little bit of water at a time to make sure everything is extracted from the ginger. Try not to use a lot of water because we want a concentrated extract. So at the end of the day, you're gonna need about half a cup of extract, but I got 3/4 cup of the extract. I'm just gonna take out 1/4 cup of the extract and use the amount that I need. I'm gonna be refrigerating these 2 bowls. These are what I'm gonna use to know when the candy is ready. So let's start cooking. In a pan, add 2 cups of granulated sugar, half cup of the ginger and clove extract. Do not add all of it at once, save some for later. Squeeze in the juice of half of a lemon fruit. This is gonna add more flavor and also prevent crystallization when the candy cools down. Mix everything to combine. This is the only time you can stir it, because when it starts cooking and you stir it, it's gonna crystallize. So I'm gonna mix everything properly, then turn on the heat. So I'm gonna start cooking it on a very high heat. This is gonna speed the process of heating up. Then when it starts boiling, I'm gonna turn down the heat a little bit. Very important to note, if you cook your sugar on a very high heat throughout, it's gonna burn quickly. That is why you have to constantly regulate the heat. So now that it has come to a boil, I'm going to reduce the heat to medium high. You could also set your heat to medium, but it's going to take a longer time to cook. So I'm going to cook it for 15 minutes, not touching it but monitoring it. After 15 minutes, I'm gonna add the ginger and cloves extract. Be careful when you add it because it could bubble up and splatter and this could burn you. I will let it cook for 5 more minutes, then I'll start checking to see if it is ready. So with the empty cold bowl, I'm gonna just pour in some of it and let it sit to set. Then with the one that has the cold water, I'm gonna still do the same thing. If it hardens or turns to crystal, that means it is ready. It's gonna be hard when it cools down. Right now, it is not ready. It is still soft. That means it is not ready. I'm gonna cook it some more, and during that process, I'm gonna be checking regularly. In case you're using candy thermometer, let it heat up to 300 to 310 degrees Fahrenheit or 150 to 155 degrees Celsius. Then you know it is ready. So if you don't have the candy thermometer, you don't have to go buy it. This is an alternative and very effective way to check it. At this point, you can lower your heat to medium heat so that it doesn't burn quickly. Please don't forget to replace the cold water after each check. As you can see, we have crystal balls of candy. It is ready. So I'm going to transfer it into a heat resistant cup so that I can pour it into the mold effectively. So I'm going to start pouring it into the silicone mold. It is easier to pour it when it is very fluid. And secondly, this silicone mold is suitable for candy making. Don't go pour it into something that's not suitable because it could melt. This is very, very hot fluid. In case you don't have silicone molds, you could use paper molds. It's an effective way to make candy. A lot of people use it to make hanji ligidi. Just have a solid base to insert the paper molds in and you're gonna have a very solid, well-shaped candy. So I'm gonna make some lollipops on the parchment paper. It is becoming sluggish. It is better that way because it's gonna hold shape. But when it hardens too much, you can just microwave it for a few seconds and it's gonna be a little bit loose. See? I just microwaved it for 10 seconds and it is very loose. So I'm just gonna shape it like this on the parchment paper. This cools very, very quickly. And you have to do it very fast. If not, the sticks might not get in. Quickly roll in the toothpick or popsicle sticks. I'm just gonna use the leftover to make little candies without sticks. These are the ones my kids can eat so that they can let me take the pictures. Don't forget to insert the sticks into the paper mold candy. This lollipop hardened quickly because it has a thin layer. It hardened within 10 minutes. Isn't this beautiful? I think I should have it. The ones in the silicone molds hardened within 2 hours. Even the ones in the paper molds were ready within 2 hours. If you grew up in the northern part of Nigeria, I know you know this candy they call hanji ligidi. I know it is not ginger flavored, but it is equally delicious. Doesn't this bring back school days memory? It does for me. Once the candies are ready, it is advisable to wrap them individually and refrigerate or even freeze them. If you leave them out on the countertop, they are gonna melt due to the heat from the environment. Like I said in the beginning, this candy is very medicinal. It has ginger and cloves. They are anti-inflammatory agents. So when you have that sore throat, just pop one in your mouth and you're gonna get the relief. Ginger also relieves the symptoms of nausea and vomiting. because it is very inexpensive, you can make a large batch and share with your friends, family, and neighbors, and they're gonna love it. It is sweet, spicy, and soothing. So why don't you give this recipe a try? I promise you, you will not be disappointed. You're gonna love it. So thank you guys for watching. Till I see you next time. Stay safe, stay blessed. I love you. Bye.